The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by BTC, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, Church's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Rise Bahamas, Tropical Gyros, and the Water and Sewage Corporation.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Heads with Naughty. And yes, this is Pearly with you again today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to be back another day. I get a little braver now, so I might get a little cocky with my talkings, but happy to be here. It's really a joy. Had a good day. I don't know how everybody's day went. I trust everybody had a pretty good day. I'm excited about today, but we'll talk about my real excitement at the 5 o'clock hour, because, we call it opening day in baseball. So I hope everybody's good. Like I said, I hope everybody's good. I have a guest today, former Member of Parliament for Tall Pines, Don Sanders. He will be in the house in a few minutes. We'll shoot the breeze, and I can try to get the lowdown of what's going on with them fellas. So stay tuned. But what's happening in the country. Let's see what's going on in headline news today, which is sponsored by Fine Threads. At Fine Threads, we have new suits. Like I told you yesterday, I get my new suit for the wedding for all your needs. Wedding, double breast, regular slim, pinstripe, and fashion. Nobody said no examples or suggestions yesterday, so I think about that slim. I see them little slim look. I don't know. They have new items coming in every week. Chino pants, fresh shirts for any event or occasion. Swing by Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, or Southwest Plaza, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fine Threads for the man with good taste. I didn't get my suit there. So what's happening? Let's read the headlines here today. Bell, government won't rush citizenship approvals. Minister says due diligence take time, and I think he's been responding to what the Chief Justice had to say. And my only comment is, me and Brother Bell got a little Niagara roots there, but it shouldn't take forever. And it feels like forever a lot of times. Yeah, due diligence has to be done, I agree. But it got to be somebody that could be done a little faster. Monroe Defense officers' use of weapons during traffic stop where child was involved. Now, that's a hot topic. We can get back to that later. Government meets with Haitian pastors. And the PM decries challenges with disinformation at international forum. That's your headlines and what's going on in the business headlines today. We got cruise port vendors handed keys to retail places. Oh, that's wonderful news. Cruise ports seeking to attract more yachts, and the region projected to see 43% growth in tourism this summer. So that's our headlines for today, brought to you by Fine Threads. We'll comment a little bit about the headlines in a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our guests, and the Deputy Chairman of the Free National Movement, Don Sanders. Mr. Producer?
Easter is right around the corner, and the Nassau Guardian is partnering with the Easter Bunny to give something special to you. Would you like to give your child an Easter basket filled to the brim with chocolate bunnies, surprise eggs, gift certificates, and more? Then you should enter your child into the Nassau Guardian's Easter Coloring Contest. There are 3 different categories: 5 to 6, 7 to 9, and 10 to 13. Deadline for entry is Monday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. Purchase your copy of the Nassau Guardian to get your Easter Coloring Contest sign-up form, and let your children color away and win one of 3 baskets filled to the brim with Easter goodies from the Nassau Guardian. The Nassau Guardian's Easter Coloring Contest. For more information, call 302-2370.
Well done, Easter Bunnies. Good job.
Vaccines protect those we love the most, our children, and my children, to protect them. Getting your child immunized can protect them against diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and others. So protect your child today by getting them immunized. My grandchildren are vaccinated. You should do the same. Vaccinate your children and your grandchildren and make sure they are safe.
Take advantage of the National Vaccination Catch-Up Campaign, March 25th to April 6th. Visit your nearest clinic weekdays between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. On Saturday, March 25th, visit us at the Red Cross, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on Saturday, April 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we'll be at the mall at Marathon. COVID-19 vaccines are also available at all locations. This message is brought to you by Parkwood WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
Hazelnut meets mocha with the new Dunkin' Hazelnut Mocha Signature Latte. Savor the delicious coffee combination of smooth, rich espresso with silky chocolate and toasted hazelnut flavors. All topped with whipped cream, decadent mocha drizzle, and hot chocolate powder. Available hot or iced, the Dunkin' Mocha Latte is the perfect pick-me-up at any time of day. So why wait? Head to your favorite Dunkin' and enjoy the Dunkin' Hazelnut Mocha taste sensation today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us in store, shop with us online, www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Tired of paying too many bills and loan payments each month?
Shrink your monthly debt payments down to one easy payment with our debt consolidation loan.
It also has a built-in savings that pays you 5% interest.
Inquire about our debt consolidation loans today.
Call 356-7764.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together, and we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey. For every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58th Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at Carifta50.com or at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, Western Grand Entrance. For more details, email tickets@Carifta50.com or call 605-4051.
And we're back. We're Talking Heads and Naughty. I'm your guy, Pearly, here in the house. So happy to be a special guest in the house. And just before we start talking to our special guest, we just see what's going on around the world. This global warming, what's heating up the planet. This is sponsored by KFC. KFC scores big with game day wings. Enjoy a dozen KFC finger-licking good saucy wings with your choice of barbecue, classic, buffalo, or mango habanero. Sauces for only $14. Take a time out and head to your nearest KFC store for this amazing deal. Or do what I do. WhatsApp at 557-3663 and order and just skip the line. So what's going on out there in the world? What's been heating up the world? I see King Charles. I got to get used to saying, I'm so used to saying Prince Charles. King Charles is the first British monarch to address the German parliament. There was a Wall Street journalist arrested in Russia for spy charges. The UAE leader names his son as Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. Convicted ISIS supporter sentenced to additional years in prison over meeting with American Taliban John Lind. And the good news, Pope Francis is showing clear improvement after antibiotic treatment for bronchitis infection. He could be leaving the hospital soon, and that's very good news. So that's what's been heating up the globe, brought to you by KFC. Just get on over. It's finger-licking good. So, hot. What's the hot topic brought to us by John? We've got the former Member of Parliament for Tall Pines, Don Sanders, who now serves as the Deputy Chairman of the Free National Movement, who's here to join us. I got to wear a different hat with you today, Nas. I might have to rough you up a little bit.
That's all right, man.
But welcome to the show, Don. It's good to see you. Good to have you here with you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's always a pleasure to be here. Been on the show a few times, not with you as the host, but as I'm sure time with you as I have with Naughty, and a few times I've been here with him. But it's a pleasure to be at Guardian Radio. I've been on several of your shows here, and just want you to know, and your company at Guardian to know that it's always a pleasure to be able to share information with the public.
Thank you very much. So what you been up to? What have you been up to since the beating?
Boy,
since the beat down, what have you been up to?
You would have seen several stories in the press. You would have seen as it relates to the party, as it relates to several court cases involving some of our former members of Parliament, 7 members of our party. And I've been just trying to get back in practice, obviously, as a practitioner, as a legal practitioner, and having, as you started this after the beating or whatever you want to call it, go back to work. And still involved with the party, as you indicated. I'm the Deputy Chairman of the Free National Movement, and we've been very busy over the last year and a half in trying to make sure that the Bahamian people know that we are preparing ourselves to become the government of the Bahamas again under the new leadership of the Honorable Michael Pintard. He has brought energy and re-excitement to the party, and we've seen that evident in a lot of the meetings and activities that he's been involved with, not only here in New Providence, but in the Family Islands. We just came out of, in fact, Bimini yesterday regarding the fire there. He took a contingent with him down there to assist. He also was in Exuma we were in Exuma just a few days ago. We're gonna be in the family, I think, in Lutheran the next coming days. So we're being busy. I'm in constituencies in New Providence, so we've been engaged in making sure that those associations, like the Family Islands, get their associations back operational at a higher level that we've been in prior to the elections. Because I've said it before, I think that we weren't as organized from a constituency association perspective as we should have been. And so we're busy doing that. So I've been very busy in both fronts.
Okay. Well, the elephant in the room, I can't run away from it. The Free National Movement has been in the press a lot recently, with the leadership keeping serving as doing its job as the opposition in terms of battling with the government and calling the government out on some things. But you also had some internal strife, and you got a little court case going on, and there's talk that the person who filed the case against the party has won or something like that. So are you at liberty to say where you're at with that now? What's going on?
No, I don't wish to comment on the specifics of the case. I just want to know, this is, as an officer of the court, I want to be careful about that. There was a decision, an order made, and furthering a varied interim order made yesterday that should be public now, because I think the order was filed. But I wouldn't wish to speak to that nationally, because I don't think that's being brought to the attention of interesting parties. But I just want to say that. I mean, I think I could say that it's ongoing. There's no final decision. It's just an injunction.
Oh, so it's not completed.
It's far from that. It's just a temporary order in place. But I want to say to the Bahamian people, though, that the FNM and other political parties within this country have always had challenges, and we've had internal differences. Just like any family, we've been here before, but the FNM has demonstrated many a times that, notwithstanding these challenges and these differences in opinions, that we always come out stronger. I very much believe that all of the parties are very much interested in the development and the growth of the party. And I think once we're able to have these, hopefully we will mediate and have the discussions to move forward, that we would see that the FNM is still the best viable party to take this country forward. I believe, and I really believe, that these are internal matters that are not at the heart of where we as an organization feel about governance of this country. We're still very much involved as a strong opposition in making sure holding the government's feet to the fire. The leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard, and his team has demonstrated that weeks and months over the 7 months that we are still committed. We've held the PLP feet to the fire in regards to the $20 million that we still argue, and the leader of opposition has said is illegal. The money that they borrowed from the central bank, that's the Ministry of Transport. There's also the issue of the procurement.
Procurement Act.
Procurement Act that they tried to make retroactively. Well, the $20 million they tried to bring a retroactive bill to correct that crime. We call it a crime and a crime. The Procurement Act, we still argue, and Michael Pintard has said it's a million times. You cannot, if the law is in place, you have to abide by that act or that law until it's amended. You can't say that we're not gonna abide by this and because we intend to amend it. And so we're saying that they're breaching the law. They flew to Bermuda and still hasn't accounted to the Bahamian people about
they paid it back.
You can't do that. It's like me saying that I'm going to smoke a joint and go on the street and smoke a joint because I believe the government is going to change the law. We haven't changed the law yet.
Okay, but they paid it back.
No, you don't pay it back. They spend the money illegally. All right, and so they have to be accountable for that. And there's several other matters that we could further discuss that they have to be accountable to. And so the FNM has demonstrated, and we will continue to demonstrate, that we are vibrant opposition and that we still stand strong to the tenets and the culture of the FNM of being accountable and being able to provide a government that the Bahamian people could be proud of. So I give kudos to our leader of opposition, Michael Pintard. I give kudos to those members of parliament and senators that continue to fight for the Bahamian people.
Okay, in the papers this morning, it shows that the Prime Minister visited with a number of Haitian pastors to talk about the demolition of shanty towns. And I know in the previous FNM government, you attempted to deal with these shanty towns, and there was an injunction that prevented you from doing that. This government has gotten the injunction lifted and intend to tear down the shanty towns. And there's an understanding that they're trying to file a further injunction to stop that. But where does the FNM stand, and where does the FNM stand in reference to how we're dealing with these shanty towns, how we're dealing with what's going on? Well, and not just here, but I hear they're coming up in Abaco and in Eleuthera and other places too.
Well, we were the government that started the process at the level that we see it now. Obviously, there was an injunction filed and granted by the court, and now it's being lifted. It's interesting though, because I just came from a place and we had a discussion on that, and they're saying, I stand to be corrected, that the Prime Minister and others met with leaders of the church and they had private meetings, and then they came out and made some kind of concern. Definitely the public that I spoke to, the persons I spoke to, that why is it necessary to have private meetings with church ministers instead of having a general meeting? But the important thing is that we feel that there's more that could be done. We started this process. I as a member of Parliament for Tall Pines, I had several communities in my constituency that I was quite aware of, and we were addressing. Dion Folks was minister at the time, and so we started this process specifically after the hurricane in Abaco, and so it's going to be interesting to see what different steps that this government will make. I heard the minister this morning talking about the importance and the of citizenship, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
but that's
because I'm concerned. The other minister, Minister Bell, said that they won't rush citizenship.
Yeah, I mean, nobody rushes citizenship. There is a process, and I respect that view that you have to go through the processes. But however, I want to remind the Bahamian people that it was the FNM government that put in place a system a proper system that expedited these processes. Not saying that we weren't diligent in making sure due process was followed, The issue of citizenship, we started a committee. Instead of the whole process having to go to cabinet, we started a committee to expedite these processes. But we feel that, it's particularly due to the fact that what we see going on in Haiti, that more could have been done so far. So we're gonna, in my view, I think that Bahamian people are sitting and seeing if there's more to this, just as talks from Keith Bell, Honorable Keith Bell, and there's more having photo ops with Haitian leaders in the community. And so let's see what happens. But it's incumbent upon this government, though, to stop talking and to start showing some evidence of moving forward. The Bahamian people, and not only in Abaco, not only in Exuma, not only in the communities in Tall Pines, which I represented before, we want to see some action. And we want the action to be humane, but at the same time, we want to see a working program from the government and policies from the government that really would result in what we've been complaining about for many, many years. We started that process, and it's been a year and a half, and I could say from listening to my colleagues and my friends that the Bahamian people really we're not impressed by what we've been seeing in the last year and a half.
We've got a caller. Let's go to the telephone lines. Caller, you're on the air with Talking Heads.
I thank you for taking my call. I would like to ask your guest if he has any statistics, any numbers that he can share with us. I'm not trying to take out any political party. Just from the inception when Sir Stafford Sands left the Treasury base, a couple $100,000, and now we are sitting at a deficit. And every government that came in seems to not being able to just add to it. And your guest is claiming that certain parties are doing pretty good, whatever. Does he have any numbers to show that when the PLP in power, how much our deficit has been reduced, when the FNM in power, how much has been reduced, so we could have some significant figures to deal with instead of just talk? Does your guest have the numbers? That's the question.
Well, he's here.
Well, I unfortunately, I don't have the numbers, but I could say this. Prior to COVID, the FNM was on record of seeing growth in the economy and reduction in debt. I think it was first time we've seen less than 2% or 2%. The term was 2% growth. No, 2% reduction. Yeah, 2% in the reduction in debt, or whatever it was. But we were in the right projection when it comes to where our debt ratio was. And that's why we started to say it's sweeter with Peter, if you remember, that we were moving in the right direction as it relates to debt reduction, GDP, etc. And it was only after COVID came in that we began to see some challenges. Obviously, that was worldwide. That wasn't nothing specific to the Bahamas. But if you would recall, and we spoke to it extensively in Parliament when we were in Parliament, that the economy of the Bahamas, the GDP, the debt ratio, I think it was the debt ratio was for the first time less than 2%. We lauded Peter Turnquest for his work as Minister of Finance. And that was a combination of various legislation that the FNM had put in place, the various management, the debt management policies and legislation, the bills we put in place that control government as it relates to what they present in the budget, and if they wanted to move away from those projected figures, that they had to come back to Parliament and give explanation and justification for it, and not only justification, but explaining how if they went over the budgetary projections, how they intended to get it back in line. And all of these types of policies, debt management policies, collections from inland revenue was at levels that we've never seen before. And we, as a result of that, we saw the economy taking a drastic change for the better. And unfortunately, COVID came in, and so I can't speak. I'm how old am I now? 1975, 48-year-old, I believe. I stopped counting some time ago. I can't speak to the numbers, and because I know a lot of people talk about when the PLP.
I won't hold you.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying, but we did see some substantial change in the economy under our administration in terms of fiscal policy and in terms of debt management. And that there's no question about that. Because I remember getting involved in the debate. I'm talking about how many times we were blacklisted, and I was sent. We took a break, came back, and I had to justify and prove that we were blacklisted 4 or 5 times, and prove that we were in the upward projection in terms of success of fiscal policies, in terms of our debt ratio, et cetera, et cetera.
We got another caller. Caller, you're on the line with Talking Heads.
Yeah, pleasant good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to Mr. Listen, my question is, under the F&M government, the negotiation, I think that started under the Christie government in regards to our airspace, right? I think I heard Mr. Diagla, who was then the Minister of Tourism and Aviation, saying that the funds that we would be receiving would be going directly into the aviation industry. Is that correct? Am I correct in saying that?
I don't recall, and I don't want to say you are wrong or correct. I don't know if Mr. Sanders can speak to that in any way.
I know.
I know about the talk. I know about the debate. I know that he said the funds, but I cannot say that he said it was exactly going into the aviation. I won't want to quote that.
No, and I don't want to quote that either. But I know that there was a substantial contribution made by Minister Diagla at the time, because it was an historic moment for the Bahamas, us taking control of our airspace. Be it that I think for the first year or two, it would still be managed by some outside professional agency that has history with that. But the thing is that, but it was historic and it was important because we would now be able to benefit from it. Now those funds, I can't remember the specifics, but as before the show was over,
but recently, right, Mr.
Yes,
Cooper said that the estimated funds is said to be around $45 million.
That's far, yeah.
But yet the Bahamian people still have to go and pay for airports to be developed in the Family Islands and elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't that money being used to fund the airports
and subsidize those airports? That's a very
it's lost.
No, and this has always been a contention for a lot of Bahamians. That money goes in the consolidated fund. We don't know where it goes after that, right? When I say we don't know where it goes in the consolidated fund, and it's shared between different ministries and departments, etc. Right? If the intent was to be able to, because those funds are generated from aviation, to be able to put that back in the aviation and transportation and involved in aviation, right? That specifically because I think there was an article in one of the locals, if not this Guardian paper, that said that there may be a possibility of increases for taxes for airports in the Family Islands, etc.
Yeah, I just put, one of the greatest things about having a smartphone, you can go find out what was said back in the day. And he added that the monies, and this is what in May of
Minister
2021, Minister Diagla said, he added that the money collected from the overflight fees will be used to build that's Bahamas Air Navigation. Let me make sure I got it right now. I don't want to call it Bahamas Air Navigation.
It'd be sent back. It may be used to develop our aviation sector.
Develop our aviation sector and to build the capacity so that one day the Bahamas will be able to manage its own airspace. Until then, the overflight fees charged by the Bahamas will move the country forward, purchasing the equipment and training the staff necessary to achieve such independence. So I guess the money is going to the agency to build the capacity. So that was said. Now, is that being done now? I can't speak to that.
Yeah, and this is a new administration, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they would follow that policy. But I think you raise an important point, though, because the Bahamas is an archipelago. We subsidize, if not all of the airports, most of the airports, if not all, in the Family Islands. And if these funds could be used instead of, because we spend millions and millions and subsidizing airports, developing airports, building them in the Family Islands. And I agree with you, if that's where you're going, that we should use those funds. As Minister Diagla seems to have been alluding to, that we would use them to advance our aviation and transport for the Family Islands and even New Providence. And so I agree with you. We need, because I mean, when you find it's cheaper to fly the United States and Canada than it is to fly the Exuma, Abaco, and it's the size of the Bimini. I was going to Bimini, $300 from Bimini to Florida, $400. And we have to make it cheaper. The way I think our economy will grow in our Family Islands internationally, if we make it cheaper for our Bahamians to be able to traverse and move throughout our Family Islands and help build our Family Islands.
Well, I said in the show yesterday, I'd much prefer the vacation in the Bahamas, as when you go foreign, you only get a shop.
Yeah, but it's so expensive though. And if the government, from what I read a few days ago, if they're saying that we're going to increase taxes on transportation to Family Islands, it's going to make it so much harder for us to build these islands, because the only way we can be able to build them is people be able to travel to them. And it's ridiculous that it's harder, it's cheap, it's more 2 times more expensive to fly to one of our Family Islands as it is to fly to the United States or even Canada.
We got another caller, Mr. Caller.
Hello.
Welcome to Talking Heads. How can I help you?
Yeah, I got a question for Don Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember when that was Peter Terry, he was the Deputy Prime Minister at the time.
Yes, sir.
Stood up in the House of Assembly and talked about, he spoke about the Derek Clayton Road Kelly thing.
The what?
The Derek Clayton Road, and he said, like, he came back a day later and said they did an investigation, and you don't know.
Caller, I ain't gonna cut you off, Caller, but I understand what you want to ask the question, and I can't hold Mr. Sanders to speak to what former Member of Parliament Peter Turnquist had to say.
I'm getting the point for him.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. But,
you know, the members of the House of Assembly, they stand up in the House of Assembly and they lie. Because Peter Turnquist made a statement that he never received any letter, but yet.
Carl, I can't let you do that to me. I can't let you, because first of all, I won't be able to come back tomorrow to do the show. I can't let you do that unless you could come in. You cannot say they lie, and you cannot say that, because that is not acceptable for proper radio. I do apologize to my listeners for that. We have another caller.
Good afternoon, Earl Thompson Jr.
How are you, sir? Why are you going to call my whole government name out like that?
Well, it's called my whole name. That's Don Sanders on there?
Yes, sir.
Well, Don, I by the office, where it be on Swan Corner, with the quality people and the good people. The most educated people in the world on Swan Corner, because everybody's the one boss.
Yes, sir.
You know, they got skills, they hire payments, they pay their taxes.
Yes.
We don't try to lie and avoid paying our taxes. But see, but the Thompson, let me tell you what's happening in this country. See, I am a grandma. See, only politicians, they die together in Parliament. We work for them and we support them. They go like old forward baited with black and white greedy behemoths, the Chinese behemoths, the Canadian behemoths. But I had a block. The people bait don't never know.
Okay.
The people bait on PSP, and they for them, because all our people do is, you know.
I know.
Taxes.
Listen, I don't live life with you, know. I don't live life with you, and I live Chippenham, so I know what you're talking about.
But okay, look, I'm a small businessman. I lay feet 100. Where I was getting money from? I had a job now in 2 years, and I quit, you know, and I qualified, you know.
I understand.
I qualified to my work. People didn't scare you all no more. People didn't scare the commissioner of police. They didn't scare nobody no more. Now I don't believe in crime and violence.
And I think when you say they're scared, I don't think you mean in crime. I think you mean they're not afraid to speak their mind. They're better educated thanks to the internet, thanks to modern.
Thank you, Lord. Bless God.
People are more educated and people get to see a lot more things. Yeah, I understand.
And all these old people want to go home. See, for years I called and talk shows for over 45 years. I called and talk shows. I've been on Don Old Man talk show for many times with Bodie and Woody Grant and all them. You know.
Yeah.
See, let me tell you something, my brother.
Yes, sir.
We need to get away the 20,000 civil servants. You're borrowing money for these lousy people. I'm still getting them done, and I don't talk about my people now.
No, but
they need to go home.
Well,
if you get retired off the force, why you won't be with reservists? What about the people like me and the other people who need to make a couple dollars? Some of the sergeants get a double pension, you know.
Okay.
See, look at this country ain't getting no lessons until we get rid of the Moses school. Yeah. Anybody who's 75 years old, you're the failures.
Well,
I don't listen to the question council, they failures. Because all they want to crown land, taxi plate,
that's your opinion.
I ain't paying no $500 to rent no taxi plate.
Okay.
Well, let me say this though. I think that when Hubert Ingraham came into power, he did a lot of work in trying to modernize and reestablish how we look at the civil service. we're proud at, notwithstanding the fact that, and I understand what you're trying to say, even doing that, and that's one of the things when I served as member of parliament a few years ago, during the pandemic, one of the things I'm most proud about our government is that, unlike most Caribbean countries, if not all, we never got rid of any of our civil servants. We maintained their employment, and we made sure that they were able to take care of their families. Challenges with some employees in the civil service, and we all know that. But I think, generally speaking, I laud them, and I think that they're doing a lot. So I think they're doing a wonderful job, generally. But we do need to strengthen. We do need to. I think we are.
I used to be a civil servant, so I can't let nobody knock my people.
No, I'm telling you. I think.
And I agree with you.
Yeah, I think we do. It's hard work. A lot of our civil service are underpaid teachers, nurses, etc. And we have to be careful of not to disrespect. Don't underplay the service that they give, because if we do that, we will continue to see some of the brain drain we see going on in this country, i.e. meaning that nurses are going to Canada, going to the United States, and that's where in Europe, teachers are not staying here. They're going in other professions, or they're going in other countries. Professionals within the civil service are not. We need to be able, I think we demonstrated that when we were in government by keeping them employed and making sure that they could pay their mortgages, take care of their families. We have to, though. We do have to, Earl. We have to put focus on continuing to educate and putting educational policies in place in our different ministries and departments. We have to be able to attract the best mindsets in the country to be able to give of service to their countries. We have to make the working environment conducive, the professional level, that we will be able to get the best productivity and the best value for money. And I think we were doing that, and in the F&M government, and I think that we still committed to that. That commitment started from Hubert Ingram, and I think speaking to Michael Pintard, we had a discussion just the other day about his, because he's like, I mean, Michael Pintard has this love, I think, for the Bahamian people, that when we have a discussion about civil servants, and I think having served as a minister for agriculture and seeing some of the things that needs to be done in the Family Island, BAMSI, etc., that he is so committed to making sure that they have that educational policies in place to advance them. And I think myself, who was in government and hopefully will be able to serve again, I'm committed to civil servants. And I know, and I heard your caller, we have our challenges, but I think that what we should do is focus on growing and developing the civil servants at a level that be more productive and valuable to the Bahamian people.
There's something going on in this country now that every time you pick up a paper, somebody got a gun shooting, young people are dying. Yeah. What do you say to that? What do you say? I mean, and I ask you necessarily with the FNM, I ask what Don Sanders say. What do you say to the last young man killed? And I knew him because I know him, and I know his mother, and I know his family, and the fellows, I know them, and it's kind of hard. And I'm gonna ask you to make a comment, but I want to take this call. And we're gonna come right back to that. Caller, you're on the line.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm pretty good, and how are you, ma'am?
I am great. My question is sort of like a statement question. In my opinion, for the past few years, since COVID-19 came, it was both a blessing and a curse. It was a curse because of the lives it took, but it was a blessing because it exposed so much loopholes in our government entities. Now, here's my question. How is it, and it still remains past and now, and it's continuing, that so much NIB workers, well, let me rephrase that, so many establishments was able to go for years with not paying contributions for their staff, yet they suffered no consequences. But as a single person, I go to NIB and I try to claim from NIB. I'm held to the highest accountability for not having contributed to NIB. When there are businesses, they get in away with paying NIB for their employees for years. That's the first thing. I'm going to hang up so you can respond to me. The second thing, social services. For years, social services still hasn't changed. We are now made to pay so much more in tax, but the contributions with social services are still the same when you are receiving the food coupons. It's still the same. So how is it that we are made to pay so much? There's an increase in tax, but everything else is staying the same. I need to understand that, because one thing I've learned since COVID-19 is that we have a lot of loopholes in our government agencies. Yet the only people that seem to pay for those loopholes is people like me, who don't have the edge, who don't have the click or not in the click. One more question. Every time, whether it's PLP, FNM, NBC, ABC, or RBC, whoever is in power, when they want our vote, they know how to have time and talk with us. But as soon as they get it, everybody becomes so busy, they don't have time to even take our calls. From what I've seen, I'm now 41 years old, and I'm just now understanding the way things work here in my country for the past 10 years. I'm just understanding it much better. And from what I've seen, I have seen no difference between either party, because my thing is we teach our kids to respect authority. And so if FNM is in power, respect the government, respect who he is, respect his position. If you really, really care about your people in your country and you have an answer for a question that needs to better our community, then why withhold it for when you come in power again so you can knock down the prior government? It don't seem that anybody who come in power is looking for the betterment of their country. It seems like it's more the betterment of where they are trying to go and where they want their family to be. And this is just my opinion. I'll hang up so you can respond.
Okay, I'm gonna let Mr. Sanders respond to that right now. I just wanted to say something. When we say you wait till you get in power to say what you want to do, it goes back, and I'm not knocking you, ma'am. I don't want to say I'm knocking you, but it goes back to we as Bahamians, we don't read. Each party puts out a platform. And in that platform, B, C, D, E, F, and G, this is our plan, this is how we do it, this is what we're going to do. And then as they go around, they elaborate on that platform. So most plans are there, we just don't pay attention to it. And I could probably ask how many people have really read the manifesto of the FNM or our plan of the PLP and actually say that they read what they do. I try to read both, so when I row, I know what I row about. But I want Don Sanders to comment on that.
Yeah, thank you. That was a mouthful from that.
It was very insightful.
But it was a mouthful and was very insightful. She hit on some very crucial points, and I thank her for those points. Firstly, I mean, anybody knows me that I'm not one of those politicians who's afraid to come on radio shows, TV shows, and express my views about where the government is and where the opposition is. I've always been.
And face the music.
And face the music. Sometimes I get criticized, but sometimes my friends tell me, don't be taking blows for your colleagues. But the reality is that and when I was a member of parliament, I had my meetings. I go and I speak with my constituents. I deal with people up front, face up. And I give this opportunities to call in and voice their concerns. I think, and I think you hit a point that governments. One of the things I like about Michael Pindad, and I think he took some criticisms for it a little early when he said that he wants to be a leader that not only always bashes and talks bad about the government. Michael Pindad has been a leader that's always, and he continues to do it. Say, listen, we agree with this, and he encourages the government to be collaborative on their views and the government views. And so we don't just throw everything in the kitchen sink and say, hell with that. And so I want to, and he got some criticisms for that, that he doesn't criticize the government for every policy or everything they do. And it isn't like a stop, cancel, and review on every issue. And so I think, look at Michael Pindad in a different light, look at FNM in a different light. But I agree that we have to be able to advance programs that whatever administration put in place, and if it's a good program, we advance them, we further develop them instead of just throwing them out. Secondly, I agree with you, and I think the Minister of National NIB has spoken there that NIB has some challenges and some problems, and under our administration, we definitely tried to clamp down on companies who have breached their responsibilities in NIB. I'm a businessman, and persons who are in the business world would know that whenever because of some of the policies we put in place as the F&M government, it's hard now for you to be able to get your tax compliance, etc., unless you could satisfy certain requirements that you've been paying your NIB. And so we have as a government at F&M has a making sure that employers are responsible for their employees' NIB and their business responsibilities on NIB, so that persons like yourself, Madam Caller, and even all of us in the Bahamas would be able to be accountable, and they'd be able to be able to benefit when we go to get our whatever NIB is obligated to give us when we're sick, when we're pregnant, when we die, when our family and have to get the benefits. And the first point I think you made was about so you said NIB. You said
it was a mouthful.
Yeah, but
I spoke with NIB, and she spoke about the politicians coming up with ideas after the fact and not sharing it before that.
But I think in a synopsis, what you're saying is that politicians need to be more responsible. They have to be true to their word, and they have to be about advancing the country, and whether that be through NIB, whether that be by them being answerable to the Bahamian people through their constituencies or through these types of broadcasts, these avenues to communicate with the Bahamian people. And so you as a young Bahamian, I think what you're doing is important, because persons like myself who are involved in politics, we have to be reminded that the Bahamian people are, the Guardian Radio, and your other colleagues out there, other radio stations, through these type of programs, make us more accountable. So like you could call. I remember when I was growing up, we didn't have these. Hubert Ingram brought these, opened the airwaves, that through the F&M, that we could actually cuss out our prime ministers. We could cuss out our members of parliament.
Not literally cuss, but
when I say cuss out, we could. But let me be more respectful. We could make them
criticize.
Yeah, we could heavily criticize them. When I was growing up, you only heard what was going through ZNS and the government. The government's view, whoever the government, the PLP was in parliament, you only got what they wanted you to have. Now I could sit here, madam, and hear your criticisms, and even hear your praises, and be able to have that communication with you. And so I just want to encourage you and encourage the Bahamian people to take advantage of these opportunities. Myself, as a politician, as an F&M, I value that, and I only can say that I'll continue to respect you and respect this country, and just give the best of myself to make sure your NIB issues, your national policies, as you see them, are addressed, and that we be able to benefit as a country from your contribution and from my contribution.
Don Sanders, we ran out of time.
Already?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
But it's a pleasure, man.
For coming on with us. I got to pay a couple of bills before we go to the news.
But it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
When I come back on the back half, we can be talking some sports, people.
Yeah.
Today it's an exciting day for me. It's opening day for Major League Baseball. So we're going to talk about opening day. We got some bold predictions. We're going to have the Youth Football League here to talk about the youth football. And then we're going to have men's flag football team. That Peter's going to be joining me. I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for an interesting conversation. Thank you for sharing some light on what's going on. And I'm going to pick up on the bills. And then when I come back after the news, we'll talk sports on Talking Heads with Naughty. This is Pearlie. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you very much.
The ultimate sandwich experience starts with a bite of the KFC Barbecue Glazed Zinger and a flavor explosion of crispy, juicy, 100% premium white meat spicy filet, KFC barbecue sauce, lettuce, cheese, and smoky bacon on a toasted brioche bun. The perfect balance of heat and sweet. You won't be able to resist the KFC Barbecue Glazed Zinger. Made by the fried chicken sandwich experts, the KFC Barbecue Glazed Zinger is available for a limited time. Try one today. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. With elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
People, what you thinking? We want something different. People, what you wanting? We want local government. I can tell them no more slunking. We want see it function. I can tell them no more joke. I forgot. Going down Blue Hill Road, going down Village Road, going down Nassau Road. We want local government. We want local government. This road, we want local government. Share the love, we want local government. We got call for local government.
Sign the petition and find out more information at risebahamas.net.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We come in. We playing with Island Games.
Experience a flavor explosion with the new Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich from Dunkin'. Loaded with juicy chicken, marinara sauce, a generous drizzle of pesto sauce, all topped off with melted cheese and served on a warm, flaky croissant. Made to order all day long, the Dunkin' Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich combo includes a bag of baked Lay's and a freshly brewed iced tea. Enjoy a taste of Italy in every bite. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Easter is right around the corner, and the Nassau Guardian is partnering with the Easter Bunny to give something special to you. Would you like to give your child an Easter basket filled to the brim with chocolate bunnies, surprise eggs, gift certificates, and more? Then you should enter your child into the Nassau Guardian's Easter coloring contest. There are 3 different categories: 5 to 6, 7 to 9, and 10 to 13. Deadline for entry is Monday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. Purchase your copy of the Nassau Guardian to get your Easter coloring contest sign-up form and let your children color away and win one of 3 baskets filled to the brim with Easter goodies from the Nassau Guardian. The Nassau Guardian's Easter coloring contest. For more information, call 302-2370.
Well done, Easter Bunnies. Good job.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Vaccines protect those we love the most, our children and our grandchildren. I protect them. Getting your child immunized can protect them against diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and others. So protect your child today by getting them immunized. My grandchildren are vaccinated. You should do the same. Vaccinate your children and your grandchildren and make sure they are safe.
Take advantage of the National Vaccination Catch-Up Campaign, March 25th to April 6th. Visit your nearest clinic weekdays between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. On Saturday, March 25th, visit us at the Red Cross, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on Saturday, April 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we'll be at the mall at Marathon. COVID-19 vaccines are also available at all locations. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
And we're back, Talking Heads and Naughty, and guess what? It's time to talk some sports. How y'all doing today out there? I am excited about today. It's sports. It's opening day in Major League Baseball. My Dodgers playing tonight. The Yankees was all over the Giants. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But it's good to have you here. It's good to talk some sports. And we can get right into the day in sports history, which is brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. Happy hours, 5 to 7, Wednesdays to Fridays. Go check them out and get yourself some Naughty Johnny's. But today in sports history, some interesting stuff happened out there. In 1946, Maurice the Rocket Richards scored his first of 3 overtime goals in the Stanley Cup Finals. In 1980, George Gervin, the Ice, oh man, he had a finger roll out this world. George Gervin, San Antonio Spurs, became the 5th NBA player to win at least 3 shoots the brother could score. In 1993, the Ottawa Senators lost their 37th consecutive road game to tie the NHL record that had been set in 1975. In 1997, golfer John Daly checked into the Betty Ford Clinic after a drinking binge a few days earlier. Yeah, he had a problem, but he could drive. He said that when he tee off, that was like 300 yards easy. He had a great driver. In 2002, the Dallas Stars lost 3-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. The game ended the Stars' streak of 50 straight wins when leading after 2 periods. And in 2004, NFL owners approved a modified version of the instant replay system for 5 years. They added a 3rd coach's challenge if the first 2 were successful. And the sports quote of the day, the game isn't over till it's over, by Yogi Berra, the great New York Yankee catcher. Yogi Berra. So that's what's happening today in sports history. Some great things that happened. How's everybody doing out there? Y'all, are people as excited as I am about opening day, or that's just me? Am I the only one that's carrying on like this? But we should be supposed to have 2 guests. And see the people, we have the flag, this the flag for. But why you not hiding out there? You should be in here with me. Don't worry about this guy. You're sitting with me. He just want to see what's happening. Come sit close to me. I want you to sit close. One can sit here and one can sit here. Y'all ain't married, right? So I ain't want to be separating husband and wife. Okay, you come sit here next to me. We can talk some flag football. And see, that's the exciting thing. That's the youth flag football we're talking about, right? And then the best school in the world in it, right?
Is that QC?
See, you get put right out the studio right now.
You're probably a soccer.
How you know so good?
No, unfortunately, the best school, Jordan Prince Williams, is not in it this time around. Unfortunately.
Let me let the people know who here first, and I can tell you something about Jordan Prince Williams. The ladies first, you got to go to pretty, beauty before age and all that stuff. Oh, put your mic over here. What happened? You don't want to talk, eh? There you go. All right, now who are you, madam? And tell me all about you.
I'm Alexandra Deal, but also known as Muffy. That's what most people know me as.
Okay.
And I'm a part of the BYFFL.
Okay. And?
But I got a little bit piece there to Muffy. She said she's a part of BYFFL, but she is one of the founders of the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League. My name is Jason Clark, and I'm also a co-founder, I guess you could say it, of the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League. We've been around about, 6, 7, going into our 7th year now.
7th year.
And basically, our job or our duty or the mandate that we have is really to kind of expand the play and exposure of flag football here in the Bahamas.
Okay. Wonderful. Now, let me tell you the story about Jordan Prince Will.
Yes, talk about alma mater.
Jordan Prince Will had the one principal that was good in the country.
Charles W. Sanders?
Yes.
Gotta be.
If I was behaving rude on Bay Street and he see me, I scared.
You better get scared.
I could.
He'll keen you.
He was the most respected principal, and my principal, Uncle Lou, Leviticus Ali, was my heart and soul. But everybody in this whole country, when Reverend Sanders talk, you shut up and you listen.
I'm telling you.
And he controlled every student. He was from St. Augustine's, QC, R.M. Bailey, C.C. Speeding, and Princeville.
And that's from you coming from Osaka, right?
Yes.
So let me give you an
example. Even if we had commas, we wear the same color pants.
But I'll tell you what used to happen in Prince William. Whenever Reverend Sanders would come on the campus, once his car hits the campus ground, the whisper went around, Sanders reach. And when that happens, everybody's ducking, dodging, heading to your class, best behavior, entire school, automatic. He commanded that level of respect.
He did. He was a great person,
Definitely was a great person.
And was deserving of having a school named after him.
Yes,
great
sir.
educator.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk some flag football.
Let's talk.
So you're having high school flag football with 4 schools.
Yes.
So the great QC, the great St. John's.
Yes.
The great,
St. Augustine.
Kingsway. Hold on, wait. The great Kingsway. And then the greatest St. Augustine's College.
Yes. So we do have our inaugural, what we'll call high school flag football tournament, which we anticipate to be an annual event. This is a part of our strategic plan to grow the game. And so what we did last year, October, was we adopted 4 schools that we've been training from last year, October, and now they're going to be competing in a face-off this Saturday, 9 to 4 p.m. at the open fields at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
That's the fields
right opposite the original tar, the open fields. Yes, you can see them from Thompson Boulevard.
Yes. Soccer, a lot of soccer used to go there on Saturday.
A lot of flag football goes on there. A lot of flag football. If you look, there's a big sign there saying home of flag football.
So y'all just take that over, put everybody out?
Well, we ain't really take it over, We had some generous sponsors that was able to label and name and brand and do that kind of stuff and what have you. But I think that field is a little bit more known for flag football than it is for soccer.
So what grade levels are kids participating?
Well, in this tournament, we have 2 divisions. So we have an under 14 and an over 14. But so that technically.
So each school will have two teams.
Not all. So what ended up happening is when we went into the schools, our coaches and administrators basically opened registration. Anybody who was interested.
Okay.
And then after a couple months of having the kids coming out and seeing what numbers they were working with, then they were able to narrow down what kind of teams we were going to have. And based on the registration that we got from each team, we looked at them all and was like, okay, so this school has this many kids that are over this age and this many kids under this age. And that's how we ended up creating the divisions.
Okay.
So some schools have more than others. QC really only has one team, and they're the under 14 because that was majority of their interest or who was interested. I think SAC has 2 in the over 14 and 1 in the under.
So SAC got 3 teams in it. I can be the Saturday morning.
SAC got 3 teams.
Always got numbers in SAC. That's how y'all win stuff.
St. John's has
1,000 kids.
St. John's has 2 teams in the over 14 division, and Kingsway has 3 teams. 1 in the under, and I think 2 in the over 14 division. So they had the opportunity to enter as many teams as they wanted for this and what have you. I must say we had some little hiccups with SAC initially. Otherwise, I think SAC would have had at least 5 teams in this tournament.
Okay. Well, I had to do a little investigation. I understand that there was concerns also with health. I mean, with insurances and all that. And because
so they were crossing T's and dotting their I's to ensure the insurance was there.
I kind of know the principle, you see.
Yes. So all those things were covered in that regard. But I'm telling you, the interest at SAC was about 100 kids with the initial meeting. So, I mean, there was a little hang up. I'm happy we're over that struggle now. So going forward, our tournament's definitely going to be bigger and better going forward into next year and what have you.
So you're going to play the full time and rules of regular flag football, or there's some modified rules for this?
There are some modified tournament rules, but for the most part, it will be the same. Games are generally going to be about 10 minutes per half with a 2-minute halftime break, and you play your other 10 minutes and a half. It's usually a running clock, but there are a lot of games to be played in those divisions. So those guys in the over 14 division, at minimum, in the under 14 division, at minimum, they're playing 3 games that day. The over 14 division, they're playing a minimum of 5 games. And then if you advance, you'll probably play a total of 7 games.
So you're going to finish everything on Saturday?
We're going to finish everything. It's a power pack schedule using 2 fields.
It's going to be that's my next question. So it'll be 2 games going on at one time. Under 14, over 14.
Yes.
So you can run back and forth.
Yes. Okay. And so we have it set up like that. We have definitely drinks on sale. We got our medic out there. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg, will be giving the opening remarks at the beginning. So we're looking forward to a really good competitive time out there.
So some good opening ceremonies starts at 9:30?
At 9:30.
Sharp.
9:30 sharp. And
Jason and I are
sharp. Believe it,
sharp. The Minister be on time.
Hey.
He'll be on time.
That's my buddy. He's going to be on time.
He's going to be on time.
I think
he's the coach. He's the stickler for that.
He made a commitment that he's going to be on time. I think he's supposed to be in Freeport. I don't know if you want people to know his but he'd be in Freeport.
When you run,
coming back that morning. So we praying for Bahamas. So I tried to get him to go west, he wasn't feeling that. So
they leave him about 6:37.
I think it's just after 7.
Okay,
so he should be there. He said he'll come straight from the airport or what have you. So we expect to have the minister doing opening remarks, and then 10 o'clock.
And I saw in the flight they say bring your lounge chair, bring your beach, your blanket, everything is open.
Yes, bring your stuff. I mean, we provide some tenting for shade and what have you and all that. But hey, you put it's like any tournament you go to flag football tournaments internationally. There are no chairs, there are no bleachers, nothing like that.
Is that an entry fee?
Yes, it's an entry fee of $3.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Students, whoever, whatever. And believe it or not, it's one of the schools that suggested an entry fee of $3. Because what we are doing is that the funds we get from the entry, we're using to purchase football equipment for the school so that they can continue the program even after we're there in that regard. So this is the real money maker.
$3, come on, Yeah.
But it's a win-win.
That's only a collect, so.
Yeah, so
some other fellas are calling for something else, but you need that right there.
Yes, it's a win-win situation in that regard. But I mean, doing it for the first time, it's really, really exciting because it's a part of our growth strategy. It's something we had on our radar to do, and now we're finally happy that it's really coming together. And we do know that this will also be an expansion of our bigger program, because our bigger program that we do all year round basically caters to boys and girls ages 6 to 17. And so we have pockets of events. This is one of them that we do all year now, and our main season will go from August to December, where we play our full season for about 3.5 months in that regard. You will see females playing on Saturdays.
I'm excited, but when I see females involved in football, and I even recently I've got into WNBA, and even I'm watching the NCAA's basketball tournament. I fall in love with this woman named Angel Reese from LSU, who's a great player. How did you get involved? Are you a football fan, or you didn't know anything about football and your kid wanted to play and you just came out? Or
no, so
first of all, who you pull for in the NFL? Let's get that straight.
Oh Lord, don't start.
Probably you can say she's a Cowboy.
No, sir. Steelers. At least I'm not a Dolphins.
Hey.
See, you can go.
You're probably one of them too.
Baby, I've been a Dolphin probably longer than you've been on this side.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Still,
but lucky not anyway.
Wuffy, you tell the story. Yeah.
You got
sidetracked. No, I have very good Siobhan Riley, very different. Mine is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Gotcha.
Obi Roberts, huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So I have some Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there.
That's good.
So how did you get involved?
Okay. Well, I've been an athlete my whole life. But when I came out of high school and had to start working and all that stuff, and I wasn't doing a lot of activities other than going to the gym, me and my best friend ended up saying that we wanted to go. Well, I was trying to recruit her to rugby because I had started trying to train for rugby, and she was not into that. So I was like, okay.
She's too girly for that.
A little bit. So I was like, okay, how about this? How about we do flag foot? We go to one flag football practice, we go to one rugby practice, and whatever one we like, we do. Anyway, we went to flag football, and I was hooked. She was hooked, and so we started playing flag football. So I had been playing flag football for about 5 years.
You still play?
No.
Who did you play for when you did play?
Oh, that's a lot. My son just said today, how come you played with so many teams? I started as a Pink Fox, then went to Spartans, and ended and retired under Ravens.
Okay.
But played football, but my oldest boy now, he used to come to football practices with me, and he'd be on the sideline. And then, of course, when they're doing that, they're playing with the coaches, and then they're trying to play with you, and they're putting on your flags and running and all that stuff. And he kept saying he wanted to play, he wanted to tackle. This is like 3. And I'm like, there's nothing you can do to tackle. So I put him into soccer, and he kept tackling all the children on the soccer field. And then he's like, I want to tackle. And finally at 5, he's like, I really want to play football. And I had sent him away to the States, and he did. And when he came back, I was like, you know what? I got to start a league. Okay. So I was like, okay, I got to call Jason and see how I can do this, because the adult league, which I was a part of prior, and I'd also helped them out with setting up fields and all that stuff or whatever.
And she served as a commissioner in the adult
league. Okay.
Yeah.
But at that time, I don't think I was. At
you
that time,
commissioner now in adult league?
No, I was after this fact. But yeah, so basically once I called Jason, I was like, Jay, so if I wanted to start a youth league, do I have to do that under the Bahamas Flag Football League?
Okay.
Like, what are the rules and the regulations?
Fair
and
enough.
I was trying to figure out all that stuff because I'd already planned on doing like a summer camp and all this other crap. And Jason was like, oh, well, we've always wanted to do a youth league. How about we do this together? And I was like, okay. So we met, and then it started from there.
Okay.
And then obviously as we started communications and figuring that out and starting the a summer camp and then moving into a league, then I got recruited into being the commissioner of the adult league, and ever since then it's just been.
Tell me about the overall league now. We'll close out talking about Saturday, but tell me about the youth league that you have now. You meet every Saturday.
Well,
so you got a chance to tell people about it right now.
Okay.
So,
what
I will probably do to make it kind of easy, if we can, is that I'll probably pull up here our calendar of events, just to kind of make it and give a high level of what's happening. But right now, we have a number of events on our calendar that will help people and I'll just go through them. So Saturday is basically our first event for the year, which is the high school tournament.
Right.
Next month, April 22nd and 29th, is a free, I'll say it again, a free football camp on those 2 Saturdays, noon to 3 p.m.
Okay.
All this information will be on our website,
Okay.
on our Facebook page. Just search Bahamas Youth Flag Football League.
Bahamas Youth Flag Football League.
Bahamas Youth Flag Football. Once
Okay.
you Google Bahamas Youth Flag Football League, it'll take you to our Facebook page. So the high school tournament is Saturday, April 22nd and 29th is a free, open to all, age 6 to 17, boys and girls, football camp that we'll be hosting for 3 hours.
Okay.
June 24th is what we call our NFL football camp. We did it last year with partnership with some other guys where some NFL players came in.
Okay.
And we hosted a flag football camp for 1 day. We had over 300 kids.
Well, we
in
definitely
attendance
want
there.
you here back before the
We definitely will. As events come up,
before the events, we want you back
promote
to come and
those.
talk about it.
Yes.
Let us know what's going on so that people can
In
know what's up.
July, usually for the entire month of July. we
that's
run
a great month too,
We
you
run
know.
a summer camp in
How you know
partnership
so good?
in partnership with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and
Okay.
Culture. So we're hoping to get that back on us for the entire month of July.
Super.
And then in August 24th is when our main season opens.
Okay.
Which goes from that last Saturday in August to the end of November, usually the first Saturday in December.
Okay.
But during that time too, we also have some international competitions we go to, which is
Okay.
for our season. So we
Okay.
have 3 traveling teams.
Okay.
That'll be
And they're all
competing.
basically all-star teams.
You got it.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
we compete in September in Orlando, and then we compete again in January at Nationals in Tampa, Florida.
Make sure
so
you-
we have a full calendar of events that's out there. I believe we have it on our Facebook page. If not, we'll just double check.
Well, make
it.
sure send the calendar to Naughty so that we can keep
Will
up
do.
and we know
Will
what's
do.
going on. But
Before each
we-
event, we will definitely send something.
Please,
back as well,
please,
too.
and we love it, yeah,
And
love
if
it.
persons really want to know how they can, if they want to express an interest, in
Yes,
how can I
well,
stay
that's-
abreast?
uh-huh.
They can just email us at byffl242@gmail.com.
Say it
Once
again
it's
and say it slow.
byffl242@gmail.com. Once they send an email to us, we have a chat group that we can put you in temporarily.
Okay.
And we use an app to actually register you. So once you register for any event with Bahamas Youth Flag Football League officially, then everything we do, you'll get the email blast as they go out and what have you. So you don't got to do that one time.
And the Facebook page is?
Well, you just have to Google
Bahamas
You
Youth.
just have to Google the Bahamas Youth Flag Football
Okay.
League.
and you'll get that.
Okay, now before you go, tell us for Saturday. Close on Saturday, 9:30, opening ceremonies.
Yes.
4 teams.
Not 4 teams.
4 schools.
4 schools.
But a
yeah.
bunch of teams.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's the best way to put it.
Yes.
St. John's, Kingsway, QC, and St. Augustine. See, I didn't go say the greatest St. Augustine in the world. I just said St.
You
Augustine.
sure call them on the anchor, though. You put them on the anchor.
Always. They always anchor the leg. Gotta bring the victory home.
Definitely those 4 schools. I think it's a total of 10 teams. I think
Okay.
we have competing on
$3
Saturday.
to enter.
$3 to enter.
Bring your chair.
Bring your chair, bring your blanket,
If not-
come and chill.
If not, we do have chairs for rent for $2 a pop. If you
See
don't
now,
want
if
to
you
the chair
want-
with you,
You can bring your rented chair. Bring your umbrella. But you'll have sometimes, but if like you bring your umbrella.
Yes.
Drinks and food will
We
be
will
on
have
sale.
food there, grill master going on. What have
Oh,
you.
so you got grilled food and
We got your
everything.
grilled food and
So
what have
it's a
you.
great family.
Awesome
I
family
sure
day.
QC, SAC, St. John's, and Kingsway people can be out there. I will be there. I'll
Yes.
come look for you. If you see me, just come grab me. Say hey.
Yeah, man. We
And
really appreciate that.
Thanks for coming.
And if I
Thank you
can
very
say,
much.
I get one final plug.
Go
if
ahead,
you don't
go ahead,
mind.
go ahead.
None of this would be possible because I will tell you, whenever you do tournaments like this, because I've been doing this for years, you suffer a loss.
Yeah.
This stuff is not money makers. Then
No,
you
no.
suffer a loss. So, I mean, financially. But for us to make this possible, I have to say a big thank you to Pedialyte, who's our
Pedialyte,
big
yeah.
sponsor
Yes.
out there, who really has sponsored this and made this possible. They will be out on Saturday as
Okay.
well. I must say Fidelity Bank as well.
Roscoe and crew.
They have made this
Anton,
possible.
yes.
And then finally, I must mention Bahamas Waste.
Okay.
They've been a sponsor with us from day one.
Yes.
From the adult league, and they came right
The
over to us from
Cardinals.
the youth league.
Yes.
So Ethelyn Davis and crew down there.
Ethelyn, yes.
they
No,
do
Ethelyn
an
very
awesome
well.
job. I know Ethelyn very well too.
I
actually.
worked with her husband for years. Wonderful
Ricardo.
lady. Yes,
man.
Ricardo. Pegs, we
They've
call
been
him.
great- They've been great
Yeah.
sponsors. I really have to say thank you to them
Yes.
because of them, we're actually able to host this high school tournament and
Okay.
look forward to them
Thank you
partnering
so
with us
much,
every
sponsors.
year to make it bigger and better.
Okay, so thanks for coming here. We encourage people to check out the Youth Flag Football High School Tournament on Saturday at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Yes.
Be there. No, don't meet me there. Beat me there because I can run late, but I come in.
Sounds good. We're there all day. We're there all day. We're there all day.
Thanks. So we take a break, and when we get back, we got Peter, and we got a men's flag football team with us, and then after that, we can be talking opening day, Major League Football, and I got a special treat. I'm going to get a special call in for you guys. We'll be right back.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Experience the pure deliciousness of Dunkin's Glazed Donut Breakfast Sandwich. This sweet and savory breakfast treat stacks a fluffy egg and smoked bacon, sandwiched inside a split classic Dunkin' Glazed Donut. Make it a combo with lightly seasoned hash browns and your favorite freshly brewed Dunkin' coffee. Stop by your favorite Dunkin' today and take breakfast to a fun and tasty level with the Dunkin' Glazed Donut Breakfast Sandwich. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
People, what you thinking? We want something different. People, what you wanting? We want local government. I can tell them no more slunking. We want to see it function. I can tell them no more joke. I forgot. Going down Blue Hill Road, going down Village Road, going down Nassau Road. We want local government. Government is the road. We want local government. Share the love. We want local government. We are called for local government.
Sign the petition and find out more information at risebahamas.net.
Every Thursday until April 6th, between 5 and 6 p.m. is Come Gold With Us Thursdays. Follow us and like our Facebook page, 50th Carifta 2023. Then keep a lookout for our team and get a chance to win a golden ticket and many, many more giveaways for the 50th Carifta Games 2023. For more details, email info@carifta50.com or call 808-GOLD.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And we're back with Talking Heads and Naughty. This is Pearly. We had a nice talk just now with the Youth Football League. I'm excited about seeing the high school kids play football. Peter with us, Mr. Producer? Is Raheem on the line? Are you there, Raheem?
I've been trying to get a word in for the last 30 minutes.
Oh, Lord. You know when I started running.
I just left.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So we got the guys here from the Predators.
Predators,
we got
okay.
The Coach Lads.
Okay.
And Predators had a great game yesterday. Sunday. Feels like yesterday. As overtime. The game went into overtime with a last-second touchdown by the Hornets, also known as Team Buzz. It could have been controversial, but the refs made the right call.
Okay.
The ensuing kick is a tie game at 20 all, and in the overtime period, the Predators prevailed. They went for 1, and they got it. The Hornets went for 2 and didn't.
Okay.
And that was the deciding factor in the game.
Is it by rule you go one team go for 1, and if that person goes for 1, I'd have to go for 2, or you can go for 1 and you can play the tie game back and forth?
No, it's just like NFL.
Okay.
You choose what you go for.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how the game went down.
So who we got from the Predators here?
There, buddy?
Who we got from the Predators on?
I believe you have the head coach. Do you? Is he here with us today?
And tell me about who are you, Mr. Head Coach? Tell me, is this Bill Belichick? No, hey.
No, he is the man, the myth, the legend. He helped build the Predators from scratch, and he's been there for the entire build and the tear down and the rebuild and the swapping out of players. And he's just a fantastic head coach. He really is. Also, he's a hell of a good guy too. If you're looking for a positive person in your life, he's one of the most positive people you'll ever meet in this Bahama land.
I have one key question for you for him, Peter. What's his name?
Well, he'll let you know. You call him Rads. And that's what he likes to know as.
That's me, brother. What's going on, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother.
Okay, so tell me your record. What do you anticipate for the season, and what message you have for the other teams?
Well, right now we're 2-0. We have a game on Sunday against the EDLC Lions. Tough opponent. We have the oldest rivalry, believe it or not, in flag football.
Okay.
The current teams.
Okay.
Lions and Predators has been there from the beginning. So it is the oldest rivalry we have in football right now. Flag football.
What's their record?
Lions are 1-1, I believe.
Okay.
Let me think. Hold on. Yeah. 1-1. Yeah. Got a 1-1.
Okay.
So, and we're 2-0. So we got to have a good time on Sunday.
Now, you say you're one of the first teams in the league. Is your team a veteran team, or you make up with some young players, or it's just a really, really experienced football team?
Yeah, it's a mix of veterans and new guys. So we've often we've gone through the changes where you've had your veterans who left and you're bringing in new fellas. But we've been blessed to have a good team, over the years.
Okay.
We just want to continue because again, guys getting older and all of that. So you want to bring in some newer fellas to the game, and you want to teach them properly, and so the legend can continue.
Okay. You're a pass-orientated team, a run-orientated team.
Hey, we are all of the above.
All of the above. Tell me who's your quarterback, and tell me a couple of your players.
We got Winton DeAnson, number 3. He leads the offense as well as he's allowed. Dynamic linebacker. Number 27, Javon J.W. Davis. On the D-line, Anderson. Number 11. Who else I got? I got Shivago. I got Wes. On the corners, I got Nev.
So you're getting yourself in trouble. You can forget somebody name. When you reach your practice tomorrow, they can route you. Tell you ain't calling my name.
They can route all they want. They know what time it is.
What's your prediction, Peter?
Say again?
I guess we lost Peter. I guess we lost Peter. So your quarterback, is your quarterback considered a veteran? Has he been in the league a little while, or he's
Yeah, he took over in 2017 after our original quarterback. I like the franchise role. He left, and he took over in 2017, and Winton has won 2 championships as quarterback.
Okay.
Alec role, he had 2 championships as quarterback. So both of the quarterbacks have 2 championships under their belts.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? Any message you got for the fellas you got Sunday coming?
Hey, listen, man. We just bring our A game. They bring their A game. We got some fun. Just have people come on out, and we got a good old time.
Now, this Sunday, are you are you playing at the Tar? Are you back to the Winton Rugby Fields this weekend?
Yeah, this Sunday we're at Winton Rugby Pitch for the games.
Okay.
And Predators and Lions will be on at 4 p.m.
Earl, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Thank you. The tradition of the Predators has been around a long time, and I appreciate you being very humble. Can you tell our listeners how many championships the Predators have?
Okay, so regular season 4, Freeport tournaments 3, Nassau tournaments 2. Yes, I think that's pretty much it.
You see, I saw a man about 10 years old, and he was running around the field with a black shirt, had a Predators logo on it, and it said, "You got rings? We do."
Yes. Yeah. Winning this franchise in BFFL. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the standard that sets for incoming players?
Well, I often tell my players when they come in, I appreciate the legacy that we built. No doubt the guys who won the multiple championships, well deserved it. But quite often I don't want them to get locked into thinking because we won 4 championships in the past that we're not able to do it anymore. And so my objective every year is to have the new guys to continue the legacy and to get them a championship.
Okay. Well, will you be? Thank you. It's a great answer. Will you be coming out on Saturday to watch the youth play?
Actually, well, thanks to the job, but if we're on time, if I get off on time, I think I got the last 2 games to officiate. So I think
I will save a seat for you and a couple Bud Lights if I see you.
All right, boss. Appreciate it. Although I don't drink, but yeah, okay.
Well, we'll make it a Goombay punch there.
Save a couple of Coke sodas, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Coach, so happy to have you with us. From what I understand, and the way Peter talks about the Predators, you got a really good team, and he seems to pretty think that you have a really good opportunity to take the championship this year. It's good tradition. You're with the epitome of what a model football team should be for flag football, and I want to congratulate you on the effort you've made over the years.
Appreciate you, boss.
All right, take care. Thanks for being here with us. When we come back, we're gonna be talking. Peter, you can stay with us?
No, I got some things to do, just like the gentleman on the
I got you. I understand. When we come back, we'll be talking some Major League Baseball. It's opening day. Your Yankees won today. Judd hit his first one for the year. So, Mr. Producer, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about football, Major League Baseball opening day, and we'll talk my bold predictions on what we expect.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
Refined style with elegant taste. Divine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, Divine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Divine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Divine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Original or hot and spicy?
Feeling original? Think twice. Here's some precise advice. Always add the spice.
Hey, that's great. Take your time, brother. I don't want you to run too far out with your spicy self.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, mouth hard, but you still ain't got the right flavor.
Original. You's a spicy come lately.
You think so? Original. You could never.
There's no winning flavor. They're all finger-licking good. Only at KFC Nassau.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. Buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Want to reach your Grand Bahama customers? Then call Barefoot Marketing at 827-4578 or message them for ad rates via their Facebook page. Advertising opportunities now include classified ads too. Keep up with all the latest Grand Bahama news in the Nassau Guardian newspaper every Tuesday.
Get cash back from the Water and Sewage Corporation. Receive $10 off your bill when you complete our online survey. We want to hear from you. Help us serve you better. Visit www.wsc.com.bs to complete our survey and receive $10 off your next bill.
Cashback offer applies to the first 100 customers.
It's fast, easy, and rewarding.
The Water and Sewage Corporation. Committed to growth, committed to quality.
Every Thursday until April 6th, between 5 and 6 p.m. is Come Gold With Us Thursdays. Take a photo or video wearing your Carifta merchandise and cheer on our Carifta athletes. Follow us and like our Facebook page, 50th Carifta 2023. Then keep a lookout for our team and get a chance to win a golden ticket and many, many more giveaways for the 50th Carifta Games. For more details, email info@carifta50.com or call 808-GOLD.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And welcome back. We got 5 more minutes here with you guys before we get Rich Eisen in the final 10. Opening day is today. Baseball is back. I can't wait to hear it's time for Dodger baseball. Let's play ball. Started from 1 o'clock today. Let's throw the scores out right away for the first set of games. The Tampa Bay Rays took out Detroit 4-0. Chicago Cubs beat Milwaukee Brewers 4-0. The Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox had a slugfest, 10-9 Baltimore over the Red Sox. The New York Yankees 5-0 over the Giants. Aaron Judd, first at bat, bottom of the first inning, launched one 2-run shot, and the Yankees went ahead to beat the Giants. My hated San Francisco Giants 5-0. And the Atlanta Braves 7-2 over the Washington Nationals. Games going on right now. We've got the Texas Rangers and the Philadelphia Phillies 6-5 in the bottom of the fourth. Bases are loaded with 2 out. We've got the Kansas City Royals down 2-0 to the Minnesota Twins. Bases loaded at the top of the 6th. Minnesota got bases loaded with 1 out. The New York Mets all over the Miami Marlins. Let's see what Jazz has been doing so far. And I think Jazz is in center field now, I think. I want to be clear. Yeah, he's playing center field. He's been 0 for 2 so far for the day. Arias has 1 hit. So right now, the Marlins are being one hit by the... Did I lose you? Okay. Next, won by the Mets, actually. And then the Pirates are up on the Reds 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 out. Toronto Blue Jays are on top of the St. Louis Cardinals 5-3 in the bottom of the 4th. And we got games tonight. The Chicago White Sox at the Houston Astros. We got the San Diego Padres, who will be hosting the Colorado Rockies at 9:40. The Oakland Athletics will be hosting the LA. Ohtani will be pitching for the Angels at 10:07. We got the Seattle Mariners, who will be hosting the Cleveland Guardians at 10:10. And my Los Angeles Dodgers will be hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight at 10:10. And my great Julio Urias will be pitching for us tonight. I am excited about baseball. I've been thinking about this, and I've been trying to figure out some, and I saw a article earlier where I actually heard a podcast earlier where guys are making bold predictions for some of their teams. And I want to make a couple of bold predictions for my Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm going to predict that the Dodgers will have 3 players in the top 10 voting for NL Rookie of the Year. We'll have James Outman, the center fielder. We'll have Miguel Vargas, the second baseman. And then we'll have Galvin Stone, right-hand pitcher. I think who's going to be the next Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. So that's my bold prediction. And I'm also going to pick the Dodgers starting pitching lineup will not be the same thing come August when the All-Star break. We're going to make a move, and I will not be surprised. Ohtani is the Japanese pitcher from LA Angels who come to the real Los Angeles team. And pitch for the Dodgers. Baseball has some new rules. There are bigger bases. There's a pitch timer. So you got to pitch the ball, I think, in 15 seconds. You have to pitch the ball, and then 20 seconds if there's a runner on base. So there's been some hiccups with that. They're working that out. There's no more shift, which I'm not sold on that yet. So last year you could have, if it was a left-hand batter, you could have put everybody on one side of the field. Now you can't do this. You have to have 2 infielders on both sides of second base, feet on the ground on the infield. So that's going to bring that. I think that's going to help baseball in terms of more scoring. A lot of times, people like Corey Seager, the shortstop for the Texas Rangers, he used to go through a lot. He got robbed a lot because that they moved the shortstop up and he played basically short in between short center field or short right field and robbed him a lot of base hits. So when now you playing honest defense, I think what'll happen is a lot more scoring will be in baseball. It'll be a lot more fun, and I'm excited about this. I will be. Say crease up in front of my TV at 10 o'clock tonight. I got to take a nap. I can make sure I stay up. I don't want to fall asleep in this game. I'm going to be watching this game. So I'm excited about that. It's opening day. Baseball is back. Get ready. We're going to see what's happening. We're going to Naughty and I are probably going to do the Yankees game. The Dodgers will be playing the Yankees this year. Naughty and I are going to go to the game. I'm going to eat him for breakfast. I'm going to have fun. And that's what it's all about. Just before we go, because Rich Eisen in a couple of minutes, I'm just going to give my predictions brought to you by Island Games. I'm going to do my Naughty's picks brought to you by Island Games tonight. And I'm going to predict that the Dodgers will shut out the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-0 tonight. Mookie Betts in a 3-hitter. Then tonight we got the Boston Celtics, big game in the NBA. The Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. I go with the Bucks. We got the Denver Nuggets hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. I'll go with the Nuggets. And then we got NIT. We got NIT tonight. NIT finals tonight. University of Alabama, North Texas. I'm going to give North Texas the Northern that who will win the NIT tournament tonight. And then the Sweet 16, the Final Four, the NCAAs are tonight. It's been fun. It's been real. We had a good time. See you tomorrow. I'll be here one more time for Naughty. That's Talking Heads and Naughty. Have a great day. If you can't be good at it.
Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
Okay.
Mike Bibby.
Hey.
Vitaly Potapenko.
Potapenko.
Remember him?
Yeah.
I do, actually.
Taking me down memory
And at some
lane.
point, somebody was calling him Potapenko or something like that.
Potapenko.
Well, come on.
Nobody knew.
He played for the Seas for a second.
Peja Stojakovic.
Peja from deep.
Yeah, look at Peja and Mike Bibby up there on the screen, dialing up a play that Rick Adelman just dialed up in the huddle.
Rick Adelman.
For the team that finished fourth in the Pacific Division in the NBA of the 05-06 season. Why am I bringing them up? It's because it was the last time the Sacramento Kings made the playoffs. 16 long years later, last night, the good, once upon a time, bell-ringing freak fans up there in Northern California, in Sacramento, California, home of 8 is Enough. From back in the day, causing Phil Jackson to turn around and saying, will you knock it off? Oh, you Sacramento Kings nuts who I got to meet and know when I had my station up there in Northern California, way north of them. In Redding, California, we were on every single day in the Redding Chico market. 16 long years to, well, they don't open up many newspapers anymore, with all due respect to the Sacramento Bee. But if they do, and they snap open the newspapers and they look at the standings, there's an X next to the name of the Sacramento Kings.
Wow.
Last night in a 40-point beatdown of the rolled up in a fetal position Portland Trailblazers. A 40-point win last night, along with other results, caused the Sacramento Kings with De'Aaron Fox and the rest of that, son of Arvidas who's crushing it up there in Northern California. The Sacramento Kings clinched a playoff spot, ending the longest playoff season drought that was currently standing in all of North American sports. 16 years without tasting the playoffs. Back in the day, those 05-06 Kings got one and done by the San Antonio Spurs. Meta World Peace was on that team. I believe at the time was he known as such then? Yes, he was. Was he still Ron Artest? They got one and done by the Spurs, and now soon to be Hall of Famer Tony Parker and Greg Popovich, who eventually lost to the Dallas Mavericks, who eventually lost to now soon to be Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat. They got their lone non-LeBron championship with Dwayne Wade. It was Pat Riley's last championship as head coach, Shaquille O'Neal's last championship also as player. Hitting that Wayback Machine, and these Kings have caused us to do it. Congratulations. Their streak is over. So who's now on the clock? Well, Yeah, we're going to talk hockey. The Buffalo Sabres are currently now on the clock. They have not made the playoffs since the 10-11 season. You can do the math. They're coming up on maybe 12 years themselves. And if they don't make it, that would be a problem. And right now it's a problem for them. They're currently 5 out of a playoff spot. 5 points out of a playoff spot, and they got others to leapfrog as well. It's not looking good. They've got 9 games to play, and interestingly enough, they're about a rookie goalie. Devin Levi, a 21-year-old who signed his contract with the Sabres, wait for it, just a week and a half ago. It said. Because his Northeastern college team that he was dominant for between the pipes got eliminated, didn't make the NCAA tournament. He signed his 3-year entry contract on the spot. Now here he is starting for the Buffalo Sabres to try and make sure that they can get off the schneid as well. Well, let's just say that doesn't happen, with all due respect to the good fans in Western New York and the guy who's punching all the buttons for us right now, our coordinating producer, Mike Hoskins. Who would be on the clock? Longest playoff drought in North American sports currently. That would be the New York Jets.
Yay. Yep.
And now you know, once again, a fresh reminder why they're going for broke with Aaron Rodgers right now. That's why they're doing this. That's why, that and that Zach Wilson in their attempt at finding their next franchise quarterback, Aaron Rodgers' relationship with the Green Bay Packers is totally fizzled. But this is why they're doing it. And I know we're waiting. The 2 words that we've been saying for about a week plus now is still... Sorry, folks. Is still in effect. Sorry, folks. Aaron Rodgers is still not on the Jets. I can't wait for this meme to leave our existence on the Rich Eisen show. Even though I love John Candy and, of course, Wally's World.
Seeing ghosts.
That's what I'm seeing. Of the last 12 years. As if I was just needing a reminder. Here I was feeling all nice, warm, and fuzzy for the good Kings faithful in Northern California. Here I was, and I'm like thinking to myself, well, who is on the clock for the longest playoff drought? It can't be the Jets, can it? And I started looking around. I looked around at the rest of the NBA. Nope. Nobody that's been missing it for 12 years wasn't right there. Right after. Nope. Major League Baseball, it's 8. Apparently the Detroit Tigers have the longest playoff drought right now at 8 consecutive seasons, trying to make the playoffs this year.
They ain't going to make it this year.
And then I looked at hockey and I saw the Buffalo Sabres and I'm like, okay. Well, they're about to have 12. It looks like. And if they do, then the Jets will have company if they miss it again. This is why the Jets are doing it. Just in case you need one more fresh reminder, what it's looked like for the last 10 years at the starting quarterback position of the New York Jets. There it is. A guy that could start for the San Francisco 49ers in week 1. There's Sam Darnold. Geno Smith is your comeback player of the year, normally reserved for somebody coming back from injury. Nope. He's just coming back from surviving the Jets. That's it. Once upon a time, second round pick. There it is. 12-18 in his 30 starts for the Jets. Fitz currently killing it on Amazon. There's your current quarterbacks coach in Carolina. Flacco went 1-8 in his 9 starts. It would have been 0-9, by the way,
if he hadn't have thrown that bomb.
If the Browns had not forgotten to cover Corey Davis down 2 touchdowns, with the Browns needing that win, or having it already pretty much sealed on top of the elf, Mike White, Bryce Petty. This is why. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you, Kings, for putting the Jets back on the clock. This is why they're doing it. They're sick and tired of it. This is why Woody Johnson was sick and tired of everything else going on. This is why. So, congrats to the Kings. I made it about myself. Congratulations to you. And this is why the Jets want to get the hell off of this clock right now. Catch the Rizzo channel 12 to 3 Eastern for free.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.